Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to ACS Sneakers. My name is Aiden. On today's video, we are finally going to be taking a look at the Air Jordan 6 in the Carmine colorway. Now, before we get into that, I just want to quickly apologize to you guys for the delay in getting this video out. The shoe only arrived for me yesterday, which was Wednesday, and I'm actually hoping to have this video out by Friday. It just seems like there's a little bit of a delay when it comes to postage in the UK, so that's why I'm a little bit behind on this particular occasion. But before we get into the review itself, I want to say a massive thank you to my returning viewers. Thank you as always for supporting me and this channel. And to any new viewers, welcome to the channel. We do release brand new sneaker content just like this each and every week. So do make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that bell notification as well so you never miss a video. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the intro. Now, before we get into the video itself, like I always do, I just want to take a quick look at the shoebox. As you can see, we just have that bog standard Jordan 6 box, black across the top, red Jumpman in the centre. Also, towards the bottom of the box, we do have this cement print as well. And then if we take a quick look at the label now, which reads Air Jordan 6 Retro in the white Carmine black colourway. Now, this is a personal pair, but I'm not sure if the size label is going to show up on camera. But this is a UK size 9. I personally am gassed to get this shoe, so let's go ahead and get straight into the review. So at last, I finally have the shoe in my collection. I can think of at least 3 different videos where I actually mentioned how much I wanted this shoe. This has a sentimental value to a lot of people for lots of different reasons. I'm in quite a lot of sneaker Facebook groups, and I've seen people saying, you know, they wanted this shoe because it was the shoe they had in high school, or they wanted it because it wasn't the shoe they had in high school, but they wanted it in high school. This shoe is a little bit different for me, and the reason I wanted this one so much is this is my second favourite Air Jordan 6 colourway of all time, and I think you can easily see why that is. This is one of the original 5 colourways. Michael Jordan wore it himself during the 1990-1991 season, and it is just such an iconic colourway. But I'm going to be completely honest, none of that is actually the reason as to why I wanted this shoe so much. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and get a different shoe to show you, so bear with me a second. So as I was saying, it does seem like a lot of people wanted this shoe for a very specific reason, and there's a very specific reason that I actually wanted this shoe as well. Now this here is my little lad's Air Jordan 6 infrared. Not sure if the camera's going to pick it up given how small it is, but I got him this shoe in 2019. I wanted a personal version of the Air Jordan 6 infrared. It is my favourite Jordan 6 colourway of all time, closely followed by the Carmine colourway. Now, at the time, I was only, I think, 23. We just had our second baby, and I really wasn't in a financial position to be able to afford a personal pair of these for myself. So, like, you know, all dads would do in that situation, I couldn't have it, but it doesn't mean that my son can't have it. And that feeling of not being able to actually get everything I want out of life and not being able to support myself fully was genuinely one of the worst feelings and one of the worst experiences I can remember. Might sound like such a really insignificant thing to a lot of people, especially if people haven't really been in that position before. This might just seem like just an ordinary pair of shoes, and if you don't get it, you don't get it. But it just really stuck with me, and it's been with me for quite a few years. And I'm now in a much better position, fortunately, and I'm in a position where I can talk to you guys week after week, reviewing all my favourite shoes, and it's a genuine, or should I say, it's a genuine pleasure to be in the position that I'm in now. But it took a lot of hard work to take me from a place of, you know, financially struggling to even just be able to afford the necessities in life to actually being able to afford the luxuries like this. So the reason I really wanted this shoe is because of the fact that I couldn't have this one. Now, I could just always go back and buy the Air Jordan 6 infrared from 2019. That wouldn't be an issue. But I like to think of it as the moment in time where I realised if I put in more effort, worked a little bit harder, then I can afford things like this. So this is my second favourite shoe, you know, from the Air Jordan 6 lineup. This will always still be my favourite, but the fact that I don't have this personal is absolutely fine. I still have my sons. I'm going to keep this forever. He loved wearing them. He still loves wearing them even though they're a little bit tight. So that's what I really love about shoes, is they can just make you feel a certain type of way. They can make you feel happiness, sadness. You know, they are just shoes at the end of the day, but I do like to attach feelings and memories and nostalgia to them. So this shoe feels really special because I'm in a position now where I can afford this, and I can afford this for my kids, and it's just, it really makes you think that, you know, what a massive difference 2 years can really make. So with all that aside, let's go ahead and get straight into the shoe, starting from the toes up. Now, the toe box itself has been constructed of what I consider to be red synthetic nubuck material, With that said, I could be completely wrong and this could be a completely different type of material. It could be Durabook, it could just be some form of synthetic, but I do think Nubuck is probably the best way to describe it, as that's definitely what it feels like to me. Now the rest of the upper of the shoe has been done in a combination of this synthetic red Nubuck material as well as this smooth white leather. On both the lateral and medial sides, we can see the perforation to the Nubuck, which is pretty standard, and it is done in the exact same paneling like you've seen on other Jordan 6 models. Now, as far as the quality of the leather is concerned, it's pretty decent, but I would say it is pretty stiff as well. So when you actually do get your foot into the shoe for the first time, it might feel a little bit stiff around the actual upper. It may just take a little bit of breaking in time. I do think it's going to work quite well, and I'm genuinely quite pleased with the overall feel and the overall quality. It is quite a thin leather, and it's not as good as some of the leathers you might get on like a Jordan 1 or a Jordan 3, but I definitely do think it's decent enough for this shoe. And now moving down to the midsole, here we have a polyurethane midsole with an encapsulated air unit at the forefoot and an exposed air unit towards the heel. The midsole on the lateral side is painted in this primarily black colour, but on the medial side we do have an all-white midsole. Now, if you guys don't already know, there was an issue where defective pairs were actually coming with pink midsoles, and I guarantee a lot of you guys, as soon as you got your pairs out the box, you did the exact same thing as me, checked it in every single light possible, almost like when you try and see if you've got a dodgy £20 note. Fortunately enough for me, my midsole is perfect, it's pristine. I think I'll give you guys another quick look. If you guys can see any pink issues, do make sure to let me know, but as far as I can see, under every lighting I've checked it, it seems absolutely fine. I would actually say it's a slightly different tonal white to the white that we have on the leather. It's not a big issue, but I do think when you actually look at it up close, it is quite a considerable difference. I guess I'm just happy that mine isn't pink. And then moving underfoot, we have a primarily white outsole with those hits of icy blue and the red Jumpman branding in the centre. Now the outsole is going to yellow and it's going to have that vintage look quite quickly. Moving back up to the centre of the shoe now. In the centre we do have these flat white laces. The laces themselves do sit atop what I consider to be like a mesh material, which also does have the same perforation as what we saw on the Nubuck material. As we then move up the laces, we do have this red lace shroud with the black Jumpman, and just above this we have the red lace lock with the Nike branding. And moving even further up the shoe to the top of the tongue, we do have this black rubber material. In the centre, we do have the Air Jordan branding. And also, we do actually have two little small cutouts, which are supposedly to make it a little bit easier to actually get the shoe on. So you can actually just pull it up like this, and it should make it a little bit easier. I don't think I'm going to be ragging on the tongue to get the shoe on, but if you want to, at least it's an option. And now taking a look at the ankle collar as well as the sock liner, but starting with the ankle collar, we do have a much thicker cut of leather than what we've previously seen on the shoe. It definitely seems like the type of material you have to break in before it starts to become more comfortable, but it definitely seems like a more premium leather than what we've already seen. And then as far as the sock liner goes, we have this all black sock liner. There's a decent amount of padding and support on the Jordan 6. I personally think it's extremely comfortable on feet when you actually do get it on, but I also do feel like it's quite a narrow shoe as well. And if you do have wide feet like me, it can take a little bit of time to actually get this shoe on and get it to a comfortable place for you. So with that said, if you are looking for any kind of like sizing recommendations, I personally went true to size and I do feel like it fit me perfectly fine. However, it did take a little bit of time unlacing the shoe and relacing it to get it to a comfortable place for me. So if you do have wide feet, I would highly recommend going with your true to size fit. But if you want a little bit more room in there, a little bit less hassle getting the shoe on and off, I can't really say you'll have much of an issue if you do go a half size up. And now taking a look at the insole of the shoe, we have a primarily black polyurethane insole with the white Nike Air branding. And now swinging over to the more significant point on the entire shoe, here we have the OG Nike Air branding in its true form for the first time since 1991. This shoe did release in 2014 with the red Jumpman, but for me, it's just always better when there's the Nike Air. It has that retro feeling, it looks much better in my opinion, and this is the reason a lot of people are going crazy for this shoe. Just above the Nike Air branding, we do have that black spoiler with that hit of red. Pretty consistent with all other Jordan 6s, and one of my actual favourite features of the actual shoe. Now this shoe will definitely be getting a lot of love and a lot of attention from me. A lot of you guys who are watching my videos aren't actually from the UK, so I see you guys watching from America and other places around the world. You guys might not know that here in the UK, we are still in a full lockdown. We've been in a full lockdown since Christmas, so all retail shops are shut and we just haven't really been able to do anything or go anywhere. It looks like it's finally coming to an end, and I can't wait to throw these on feet, see family again, do some sneaker pickup vlogs, and just live life. This for me is by far my favourite sneaker pickup for all of 2021. I could even argue that this is my favourite sneaker pickup for the last 12 months. Whatever else releases for the rest of the year, I still definitely feel like this is going to be, at the end of the year, my favourite sneaker pickup for 2021. I don't really care whatever else releases, and if the year ends tomorrow, I would be more than happy to have only picked up this shoe. So that just about wraps up the overview of the shoe itself. So now let's go ahead and get into my opinions on the shoe. So just to sum up in terms of my overall opinion on the shoe itself, I do give the Air Jordan 6 Carmine a monstrous 10 out of 10. Now, I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 based on the materials. I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 based on its wearability or comfortability or anything like that. I'm personally giving this shoe a 10 out of 10 because of how much I love the shoe. I love the colourway, and that in itself just gives it a straight 10 out of 10. If I was being a little bit less biased towards the actual shoe itself, I'd probably say it's easily around a 7 or an 8. But I'd love to know what you guys think as well. Do make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below with your thoughts. If you are new to the channel, you've stuck around to this point in the video, I want to say a massive thank you. Please make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that bell notification as well so you never miss a video, and I hope to see you all again in the next one.